Top 10 villains who fell to their deaths. You will never guess what the number 1 Disney villain is. Like and subscribe for weekly videos. In the comments below, list one topic you think should be in a top 10 video and comment if you subscribe to this channel. Films and literature are full of those wicked characters who act against the protagonist and other good-natured people. Most stories need at least one character with evil deeds and intentions behind their name to make the story worthwhile. Nonetheless, in the end, the villain invariably faces retribution and the hero is saved. In this list we will discuss some of the nastiest baddies who have tormented both pages and screens and discuss how they met their demise, for the focus of this list, in the form of taking a tumble. 10. The Queen Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This jealous queen has had her beauty washed away by years of aging, and now her stepdaughter, Snow White, is the fairest in the land. Angered by her magic mirror that has brought her this news, she sends her huntsman to kill Snow White. After he cannot find the heart to harm the beautiful young princess, the queen takes on a peddler's disguise and offers Snow White a poison apple. Snow White falls into a sleeping death, but her prince, and true love, kisses her on the lips and Snow White awakens. When the queen intends to drop a boulder off a cliff on Snow White, the boulder crumbles into many tiny pieces and the queen falls off the cliff to her death, where vultures devour her. 9. The Queen Enchanted. This queen is much like the one from Snow White. She sends Giselle via a waterfall to New York City away from her love, a prince. The queen is jealous of Giselle's beauty and wants her dead. Giselle's prince, Edward, journeys down the waterfall to find Giselle. It turns out that Giselle falls in love with the divorced father of a young girl and Edward falls for the man's fiancée. It is proven that this father is Giselle's true love as he awakens her from the sleeping death from the queen's poison apple, whereas Edward's kiss did not awaken her. Nonetheless, the queen transforms into a dragon and chases Giselle to the top of the Empire State Building, but she slips, breaks her wings and falls to the ground. 8. Gaston. Beauty and the Beast. Gaston feels he is in love with Belle, a beautiful young woman who is regarded by the villagers as strange. Belle spends most of her time reading and her father is an inventor whose inventions never work. Nonetheless, Gaston feels attracted to her beauty and feels the need to woo and marry her. When Belle's father gets lost, he finds himself at the Beast's castle. Belle's horse takes her to find her father. The Beast sends Belle's father away, but slowly grows to care for Belle, who has agreed to stay at the castle, in place of her father. The Beast releases Belle when she sees that her father is unwell. Gaston calls Belle's father a lunatic for claiming to have seen the Beast. To prove him wrong, Belle shows Gaston the Beast with his enchanted mirror. Gaston resolves to kill the Beast. After a great fight at the castle, Gaston falls from the roof. Belle admits to loving the Beast and he changes back into a prince. 7. Charles Muntz. A great example of a famous explorer turned madman, Muntz journeyed to Paradise Falls in his youth and brought back the skeleton of a giant, fabled bird. His colleagues thought the skeleton was fake, grew angry with him, and stripped him of his scientific awards. He promised to return to Paradise Falls to bring back a live specimen. 70 years of searching and tracking with dogs almost paid off, and would have if it was not for Carl Fredrickson, an elderly widower who had dreamed of visiting Paradise Falls since boyhood, and Stowaway Russell, a child wilderness enthusiast, both of whom were traveling in a balloon-hoisted house. They found the bird, and Russell called her Kevin. Muntz uses various wicked tactics at capturing Kevin, such as driving his dogs after Carl and Russell and trying to push Russell off his blimp in a chair. In the end, however, Muntz falls from his blimp into the jungle below, never to be seen again. 6. Captain Hook. Peter Pan. Captain Hook was a pirate who wanted to slay Peter Pan, the boy who would never grow up, and capture Wendy, the girl he took to live with him in Neverland. Hook was so evil he shot members of his own crew if they ever disagreed with him and tried to drown Wendy's brothers. At the same time, there was a crocodile who had bitten off Captain Hook's hand, hence the hook, and wanted to eat the rest of him. After the croc found Hook, Hook tried to fly away like Peter Pan by thinking happy thoughts, but, in the end, despair overtook Hook and he fell into the crocodile's mouth. 5. Emperor Palpatine. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Many believe Darth Vader to be the main villain in Star Wars, but perhaps the real villain deserving of first prize would be Emperor Palpatine, his master. Palpatine manipulated Anakin, the future Vader, since he was a boy to turn against the Jedi and join the dark side. Palpatine was successful until he decided to turn Vader's son, Luke, to the dark side. When Luke refused, Palpatine unleashed lightning on the young Jedi intending to kill him. Vader, unable to see his son destroyed, turned on his master and threw him down the shaft of the Death Star, where the Emperor was vanquished. For the Jack in the Box Fantasia 2000 includes a rendition of the steadfast Tin Soldier. The Tin Soldier is in love with the ballerina, but not if an evil, sword-wielding Jack in the Box has anything to say about it. He loves the ballerina as well, and, upon seeing the pair dancing together, throws the Tin Soldier into the sewer. The soldier is released to sea, where a fish swallows him. Luckily, the soldier is rescued by a fisherman, and the soldier marches back to his box. The Jack in the Box tries to turn on him again and they fight. However, this time, the soldier manages to send the evil Jack in the Box falling into the fire, and the steadfast Tin Soldier affirms his love to the ballerina. 3. Gollum. The Lord of the Rings may be a bit of a victimized villain, but a villain nonetheless. Smeagol, the former Gollum, and his cousin find the ring while fishing in a lake. Smeagol kills his cousin and the ring corrupts him. Bilbo, the Hobbit, steals the ring and Gollum wants his precious back. Gollum meets Frodo, Bilbo's nephew, whilst Frodo is on his quest to destroy the One Ring of Power. Gollum pretends to swear on the precious to lead Frodo on his quest to destroy the ring, when all Gollum really wants is to kill the young hobbit and take the ring back for himself. Frodo survives Gollum's clever scheme to have him killed by Spider Shelob, and proceeds to the Crack of Doom to throw the ring into the fire. Frodo succumbs to the ring's power and decides to keep the ring, but Gollum bites off Frodo's finger, and after an aggressive fight with Frodo, falls into the fire himself. Frodo is remembered as the hero who saved Middle-earth. 2. Bishop Valoran. Pillars of the Earth. Probably the nastiest bishop you ever saw in 12th century England. He poisoned the former bishop to make himself bishop and has Lady Regan Hamley kill the Archbishop of Canterbury so he could become archbishop. With the Hamleys, other villains, under his wing, they corrupted the church to take control. They impeded Tom Builder's attempt to build a new cathedral after the old church burned down. After framing Jack, Tom's assistant, for the murder of Tom's son, Jack's mother presented irrefutable testimony against the bishop. Bishop Valoran climbed to the top of Jack's newly built cathedral but fell from the roof after the audience of the trial pursued him. Prior Philip said, "Ego the absolve, I absolve you," but the bishop just spat blood in Philip's face and died. 1. Judge Frollo. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunchback, Quasimodo, from 15th century Paris, was a chime ringer that Frollo could never let leave the pinnacle on account of the hunchback's distorted appearance. At some point, Quasimodo chose to ignore his lord, and, notwithstanding much chuckling and sneering from the residents, met Esmeralda, and was promptly pulled into her. Frollo saw Esmeralda, and needed her as his own and had Quasimodo carry her to him. Quasimodo endeavors to do as such, however Frollo's watchmen blame him for capturing. Quasimodo is condemned to pillory, however Esmeralda feels frustrated about him when she sees him and gives him water. Frollo later observes Esmeralda having intercourse with Phoebus and attempts to slaughter him. The gatekeepers dishonestly blame Esmeralda for the wrongdoing and sentence her to be hanged. Frollo says he will save Esmeralda in the event that she says she adores him, yet she cannot. Quasimodo spares her from the hanging and drives Frollo from the pinnacle into liquid copper. Quasimodo and Esmeralda affirm their affection in the palace's mystery chamber.